Hey, what's good, everybody? We back. It's your boy, Triple P, Paul Pickett Podcast. You know how I do, man. Get this mic a little bit closer to me. I'm about to kick back, relax. I got a lot to get into. Definitely a lot to get into. If you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe in that right hand corner. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Got a lot of NBA to get into, a lot of NFL to get into. First, like always, let me get into my NBA. There's a lot of stuff, man. Giannis signed the max extension. That's a big deal. So all those teams that were making plans to go after Giannis, change the plans. So next 5 years, he's locked up in Milwaukee. The James Harden deal. We don't know how that's going to go down. You definitely got to trade James Harden if he doesn't want to be there. Anybody who passes up 2 years, 100 million. I don't think there's anything you could do to make them happy. There's nothing you're going to do to please them. 2 years, 100. I would never pass up 2 years, 100 million. I don't care how bad the team is losing. I'll just deal with it. You know. So where James Harden goes, who knows? I know he threw Miami on the list. I don't even know why he threw Miami on the list because I don't think Miami would throw him on the list because he don't play defense enough. You go to Miami, you got to play defense every play, James. You can't take timeouts on defense. You can't rest on defense. You got to play every single play on defense. So I don't see that happening. Sixers look good last night, preseason, but they look good. I think Sixers got to see what they got before they even go after James Harden in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Durant came out and said he ain't even discussed with James Harden about that. So, James could throw all these teams on the list all they want. But do these teams have enough to get James Harden? And does he fit their culture? Because even though Milwaukee, you're going to have to play defense. You're going to have to play defense. The only team he can go to, he ain't got to play defense is Brooklyn because Kyrie ain't playing defense anyways. And that's another dude, Kyrie Irving. Let's get to Kyrie Irving, man. Now I know why Kyrie Irving said the earth is flat. His brain is flat. This guy just says the dumbest things ever. Media's pawns. Okay, media's pawns. Well, guess what? Those pawns promote the brand, the NBA brand, the individual player brands. Those pawns give you a lot of free promotion that you ain't paying for out of your pocket. If media want to, cover the Paul Pickett podcast and ask the nastiest questions ever, hey, go ahead. You know what they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the media, in the social media world, where if you're trending, you're trending. People hate Trump, man. Half the United States hate Trump, but he's trending every single day. It's starting to fade out some now that he's not president no more. But when he was president, Trump was trending every single day. So yeah. Also, let's get into that trade. I never really talked about the Russell Westbrook and John Wall trade. It's almost an even Steven trade because the contracts are so enormous. And they both are almost the same player because they don't have jump shots, except John Wall has possibly lost some athletic ability because of his injuries. But Wall looks pretty good right now. Wall looks pretty good. I definitely think Wizards came out on top with Russell Westbrook going to the Wizards. Because people could say what they want about Russell Westbrook not being a team player, but from what I've seen, teammates over there in Washington love him already. They love him over there already. And they know what he's going to bring on the court. He's going to play defense hard. He's going to play offense hard. He's going to give you 125 miles per hour, you know, every game, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Another thing I want to get into my home team, the Charlotte Charlotte Hornets, man. We get into Charlotte Hornets. Basically we got LaMelo Ball now, and I have to say, I was getting skeptical about this whole Ball thing. I mean, Lonzo Ball, he was hyped up to the number 2 pick. He's definitely not playing as a number 2 pick. But I mean, he's starting, and Stan Van Gundy ain't gonna start nobody for no reason. He's starting. He's a starting point guard in this league. And I don't know if I want to like the fact that he was the number 2 pick. It's like I think we kind of rushed the process of some of these guys. Everybody's not gonna be Trae Young and Luka and just have that high, you know, up kick with their points and whatnot from rookie season to the next. I mean, because right now the number 1 pick for this year's draft, Anthony Edwards, is not even starting in preseason. And who's to say he starts in regular season? Maybe later down the line. LaMelo's not starting, but he could play 3 different positions, so that's good for him kind of coming off the bench right now. He could play point guard, 2 guard, and small forward. And if he actually gets more built and more solid muscle, I mean, he's 6'7". He could probably play power forward eventually in a this small ball league we got going on. And so LaMelo Ball, man, I mean, I'm excited for Charlotte right now, man. I'm excited for my home state team, Charlotte Hornets. I don't think we had a player that's been exciting like this since like maybe Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning days. I like what I see from the kid. He's unselfish, not greedy. He's not trying to just go out there and just score, score, score. Um, Great passing ability. I mean, the guy gets the rebound and throws the ball up the court quick, like kind of like Kevin Love does. Plus, he's got the behind the backs, the alley oops, left hand. I mean, he could pass. He's gonna be. It's exciting and interesting to see what LaMelo Ball is going to be in the future for the Charlotte Hornets. And also, like the number 2 pick, this year he's not even starting right yet, and I'm probably sure that's because of the injuries of what I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, we got to take into account, like these guys are coming into the league, teenagers, man, they're kids still. We got to give some of these cats time to develop and whatnot. But yeah, LaMelo Ball, exciting for Charlotte. The fact that Anthony Edwards ain't starting is a little concerning for me. You know what I'm saying? You're the number 1 pick. You better be starting at the beginning of the season. If not, I mean, I got to question Minnesota. I'm already questioning Minnesota taking him at number 1. I'm already questioning the fact that LaMelo Ball didn't go number 1. I'm questioning that fact. But he's at Charlotte, so good. We can have him. Anything else in basketball I got to give? Not really. I mean, not really. Just got to keep our eyes out on what's going to happen with this James Harden ordeal. And just before I get into the football, the last thing I'm gonna say about basketball is the Clippers. I'm not sold on the Clippers. Last year, everybody's like Clippers are favored this, favored that. I ain't seeing it. I ain't sold. They got beat by the Lakers 2 games straight in the preseason. Lakers don't even got LeBron AD playing. Clippers had everybody, damn near everybody played for the Clippers in preseason. Kawhi, Paul George, everybody. They got the whole squad. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Montrez, Dennis Schroeder, Mark Gasol. I'm definitely liking these pickups for the Lakers. And based on right now what I'm seeing, I got LA versus Brooklyn or Milwaukee. depending on what James Harden goes. But all right, let's get into some football. Last week's games. What do we got? We got let me see. I tell you what, I do definitely want to say the the Ravens and the Browns game was definitely an exciting game. And all due respect to the Baker Mayfield haters out there or doubters or whatever, Baker Mayfield, he did his job. I mean, Baker balled out. You know, it's the defense that gave up, you know, all those points, man. Like Baker did his job. I mean, he balled out, man. I don't know what more to say. He balled out, you know. Um, I mean, he balled out, you know. So I'm just looking over these scores real quick. I mean, Browns, I mean, Baker definitely did his thing, you know. He did his thing, Browns 47-42. I mean, what more can you ask? 42 points from the offense. Bills, Bills are looking good, man. Bills, they're kind of up and down, but they waxed the Steelers, so I knew the Steelers wasn't as good as people said. 49ers are having, you know, Super Bowl hangover, like not victory hangover, but getting to the Super Bowl hangovers. Because I mean, they're plummeting. They're 5-8 this year. The Washington football team is leading their division. I mean, Saints got beat by the Eagles, but they didn't use Taysom Hill like they did last couple games. And then Drew Brees, he still ain't back. Chargers beat Falcons. I mean, Justin Herbert is definitely the quarterback for the future for them. Falcons, I think it's about time to move on from Matt Ryan. It's about time to move. Jets got waxed by the Seahawks, but I mean, who ain't waxing the Seahawks the Jets these days? 40-3. I mean, anything, if the Jets have scored any more points than that, it would have been embarrassment on the Seahawks' behalf. Colts look good, 44-27. I mean, on the Raiders, I'm still not sold on the Raiders, and the Colts are definitely a good, solid team, man. Good, solid team. But playoff time, I'm not sold on them either because, they got Phillip Rivers. Tampa Bay versus the Vikings. I mean, Tampa looked good, but I still don't think we've seen the best of Tampa yet. I think Tampa could be so much better with all the players and the options they have on there. Cardinals beat the Giants. Kyler Murray is definitely, putting himself out there as one of the best guys in the league. Chiefs and Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins, you know what, man? Dolphins have a good future ahead of them. Like, Dolphins and the Bills are going to be competing for that AFC division and for the next couple years, man. I mean, at least 3 to 5 years, I would think. They got two young quarterbacks on each of those teams. Defenses are looking solid, especially the Dolphins defense. Patrick Mahomes had his worst game ever against them. They barely beat the Dolphins, but it's still scary though that Patrick Mahomes can have like his worst game ever and they still win. Titans and Jags. What's there to talk about? Jaguars suck. Packers and Lions. Packers are my favorite to come out the NFC this year. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a man on a mission. Y'all draft his predecessor, who's only like third string. Like that was a slap to the face, man. Y'all gonna draft a quarterback like he's gonna take Aaron Rodgers. Like this guy is gonna take Aaron Rodgers' job. I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers replaced Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers was clearly like a better overall quarterback than Brett Favre. Cowboys and Bengals. Bengals, actually, I would have had Bengals winning that game, but Joe Burrow's out. Cowboys beating the Bengals without the Joe Burrowless Bengals doesn't really say much about the Cowgirls for me. Yes, I'd call them the Cowgirls. Texans and the Bears. I mean, I don't know what the Bears are. Like 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. Texans, they got rid of their number one wide receiver, and they've plummeted ever since. Panthers and Broncos. I mean, Panthers can't even beat the Broncos. What are we talking about here? Broncos don't even got a quarterback, dude. You know. And Rams and Patriots. I mean, like that ain't enough to tell you that, you know, who lost between the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick breakup. Looks like the Patriots lost. And then yeah, I mean, what else is there for me to talk about, man? I'm saying I got Chiefs and the Packers are my favorites. I'm also thinking the Saints, Packers or Saints in the NFC. I don't really think anybody's gonna beat the Chiefs this year again. They're gonna clearly dominate for a while until some teams make some major, major, major moves. And also, if you're on YouTube, don't forget, man, subscribe in that right hand corner, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, keep fresh new content coming in every week. We got the podcasts, for our sports podcasts. And then we got our music marketing vlogs, which are also on the podcast. And they're not really just music marketing vlogs. They're also just marketing vlogs. You can, some of the things we explain, you can use it to any brand pretty much. We tell you how to build Facebook fan pages up and stuff like that. Also, don't forget you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, TuneIn, and a bunch of other networks like Slacker and whatnot. Also, this podcast will show up on our Facebook fan pages, Instagram TV, and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, ain't much really else to talk about, man. I didn't really get into the Jake Paul knocking out oh boy, the basketball player. I forgot his name right now because I mean he shouldn't be boxing ever again. Nate Robinson, like that was hilarious. Like I don't know what Nate Robinson was thinking, you know, at all. I don't know what he was thinking. I just hope he's thinking clearly now that like boxing isn't the sport for him. He might want to try to go to the big three when that comes back and whatnot. And we don't know how COVID is going to affect the NBA. NBA's got to go through like 70 games, man. I'm a little leery of how many games are going to get canceled and rescheduled. I mean, the football's already canceled and rescheduled games, and they only going through 16 games in the season, So, and I definitely don't see, basketball having like, but so many fans. We know the Warriors, their little plan got denied, and even though the vaccine's out there, a lot of Americans don't want to take the vaccine because I mean we don't know what it is. We don't know what's in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we have no idea what's in the vaccine, but you want us to take it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the ingredients are. It's like you want me to eat something, I don't know what the ingredients are, or drink something, I don't know what the ingredients are. And I like to know what's in things before I consume it into my body. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this Triple P Paul Pickett podcast. This right here is episode 9. Then we on episode 9. I'm gonna try to start pumping these out more and more, especially with NBA season coming back. I'm gonna have to pump out some more during the week with the weekly NBA games, and then we're gonna have the NFL's season is almost under, but we try to also do a podcast every Saturday or Sunday, you know, just to get you updated and also, give our take on what teams you're going to think are going to win this year, what games or whatnot. And I've got a lot to keep up with for the year. There goes the puppy in the background. We got Gia the dog just joined the podcast in the background. You know, once again, you on YouTube, subscribe to the right hand corner, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Deezer. You could just Google Paul Pickett podcast, Triple P. You know how we do. Once again, and I'm out. Thank you for tuning in and have a nice day.